Welcome to Memphis Drawing as we go through the 200 drawing prompt book. Today we're up to drawing prompt 198. Let's take a look at it. Drawing prompt 198 is Animated Martian. Well, there could only be one animated Martian, and that's Marvin the Martian, who's one of Bugs Bunny's antagonists. So let's knock off the chit-chat and get drawn. Well, today's prompt is Animated Martian. There's only one animated Martian that I know of, and that is Marvin the Martian, debuted in about 1948, I think, with Bugs Bunny, and I think maybe in the drawing prompt book they couldn't mention, copyrighted characters or something, but I just bet they're talking about Marvin the Martian. So we're going to use this picture here as our inspiration. This is the hardest part, kind of sketching what you're going to draw, getting the proportions right. Having such trouble getting his body right, or getting his proportions right. His head, is way out of proportion anyway. It's a cartoon character. But, so I got this part down here. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Now I'm just going to work my way up. And so I think his arm should stop right about here. Now in here you can see his arms are tucked in real close to his body. I think that's part of what makes it funny, this casual kind of look. But in my drawing, I got his arms that way too much. They're out that way too much, and so that means his body would have to come up through here. So I need to pull those arms back. His right hand here is what's really hiding his chest. So I'll draw that in first. See the problem? See how his arm is rocked backwards? It angles out. In my drawing, I got his arm straight up and down. I just drew it straight up. I just now drew it straight up and down. It should angle off this way, like I had it. Now I have to draw it, erase it, and draw it back the way I had it. The problem is I've made this part of his body too thick. I've made this part of his body right here way too thick. See? I need to thin this body out and move this arm over to the left there. Now I got to redo his ears. You see how this right ear, it starts over here about the top of his eye, you know, and then it has this kind of bends down a little bit. Well, on my drawing, I start the ear way off. This ear should start way over here. You notice on our drawing here, the ear actually goes off the page. Well, I caught that little detail too. It's off the page. Well, Marvin the Martian is modeled after the Roman god of war. I think that's what Mars is named after. He wasn't named Marvin the Martian at first. He when he first appeared, I don't think he was given a name. Chuck Jones, the creator, what happened apparently, by 1948, Bugs Bunny was legendary. But the problem is that Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam were kind of, you know, they were loud and obnoxious and incompetent, and so Chuck Jones was looking for a antagonist that you know, was a little bit more competent. Now Bugs was always going to outsmart him, but I wanted somebody that you know, that was different than those two inept characters, and so he came up with the Martian. He was originally voiced by the famous voice actor Mel Blanc. The reason we had this golden age of cartoons, I don't think could ever be duplicated today, is that, well, people went to the movies a lot more, first of all. And in the 30s, 40s, and maybe even the 50s, they showed cartoons before the movie. But if you watch any of these cartoons, and I know you have, everybody has, but if you watch them, you realize that these guys that created these cartoons were just geniuses. In this drawing they got, see how they got his hand, his right arm pressing against his cheek. It's actually pushing his cheek up a little bit. And look at this hand kind of casually stuck off to the side. Same thing with this hand. All these details are amazing. Colors, I think I'm going to try to be true to these colors here. I'm not going to put the background in though. I think I'm just going to have them stand out against the white. But I'm going to put these cartoon colors in. Try to just color between the lines. Color is kind of a yellow ochre. Is that what that says? Yeah. So his little plume here on his funny looking hat is yellow. Now, these cartoon characters don't have any shading or anything like that. Okay, now we're going to do a little red. This is kind of an off red. His leggings and his shoe soles. Let's do his arms and now his feet are just about done. We're going to go ahead and put his shoelaces in there. I got the shoelaces, but I'm going to put the bows. Next thing we have to put this kind of, I'm going to use salmon pink, all the edges to these helmets and stuff. No, Marvin here is dressed in a pink leotard, and this is an iron skirt. Now we're going to get this color right in here. This is a burnt umber. I'm not exactly sure what this color is, but we'll try to get it as dark as possible. I think sometimes Bugs Bunny is more colorful than this, but this particular rendition has him in a kind of gray coat. So that's what we're going to go with. We're not using gray though, we're using a color called metallic silver. Well, it took us a while to get it right, but I think we finally did. Got his proportions right. I suspect these guys that drew these characters, they drew them so much that it just became second nature to them. Well, that does it for drawing prompt 198. Today we drew, the prompt was Animated Martian. Well, there's only one that I know of, and that is Marvin the Martian. One of the sidekicks of Bugs Bunny. Okay, let's take a look at tomorrow's prompt. Tomorrow's prompt is circus tent, and that will be prompt 199. Hope to see you then.